YouTube, what's going on? It's your guy, Toddy Jones, checking back in, man. It's been a minute, been some time. Hey, but I am here. Uh, Wanted to check in and make a video and kind of get y'all up to speed on everything. Still out here doing my thing with the wholesaling, man. Still out here pushing these buttons, trying to make it happen. So that's still going. Um, First and foremost, I want to say thank you to everybody. I truly appreciate everybody who sent me texts, who sent me inboxes, emails, etc., etc., etc. The kind words, the motivation, the encouraging words. I truly appreciate it. I do want to say thank you to everybody. And I'm just really realizing recently how to actually read my YouTube messages. I actually had to watch a YouTube to learn how to find the YouTube messages. So I'm gonna share a few of them that I received. I got one from David Melendez about 2 months ago. He says, "Hey Toddy, my name is David, and I'm a new wholesaler. I was just watching your first video where you finally got your first check and closed your deal. You said in that video you had lost a previous deal and let it discourage you. I done the same thing just a few weeks ago. I had a deal the day of closing. The seller pulls out and goes crazy for some reason, and I blame myself. I'm very discouraged, but I'm definitely not going to give up on this. I live in San Diego, California. I was just in California about a week and a half ago also. But he says, I live in California and I want to ask, what are you doing to find motivated seller leads? Right now, all I do is knock on doors, but most people do not give me the time of day. Pray you're doing well and the deals are flowing for you, man, Dave." Thanks, Dave, and I'm doing great, Dave. Thank you. In regards to what I do to find motivated seller leads in my market, which is a pretty it's pretty much a mid-size city, a mid-size market what I work in. So in my main market, I do a lot of bandit signs and I do mail, direct mail. Both work well for me. I like them both. Of course, direct mail is easier because you ain't having to get out there 3, 4 a.m. in the hot or sometimes or right now in the cold weather and putting up bandit signs. So that's what I do for motivated seller leads, bandit signs, and direct mail. Those are probably my two things that I do most for my motivated seller leads. So David, I wish you the best. Get out there and do your thing. Hustle hard, brother. And excuse me, got another message about 5 days ago, and this is from Felicia. Felicia says, "Hey Toddy, how are you? I was searching for some of your most recent videos, but you have not posted one in a while. Is everything okay? Are you still doing real estate investing? How is everything going on your end?" Thank you, Felicia. Everything is going just fine. Definitely still doing real estate investing. And everything is going great on my end, and I hope everything is going great on your end as well. Happy holidays to you and yours also. But yeah, definitely still out here doing real estate investing, man. And right now it's really a great opportune time to do some investing because it's the holidays, and what do people do during the holidays? They spend money, and a lot of times we spend more than we may have budgeted for. So a lot of people during this time, during the holidays, they'll sell that house that has just been sitting there, nobody's living in it. So this is a real good time right now to do your marketing, man, and try to get your deal during the holidays. Because especially now, a lot of people tend to take it easy during the holiday season. So, your competition may be out of town. Your competition, they may take these 2 or 3 weeks off. So great time to go ahead and snatch up a deal or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. So yeah, holiday season is an excellent time to get out here and really do your thing. And I also got a question from Abraham. This was about 2 weeks ago. Abraham writes, "Hey man, love your videos. I was just curious at your process. So far, I believe you, 1, buy bandit signs. 2, meet seller, get contract signed. 3, market house, parentheses, wonder what you did for marketing. 4, take contracts to closing attorney, parentheses, how was your first time going there? That's pretty much it for the most part. As far as the Cliff Notes version of it goes, Abraham, that's it. Buy bandit signs. That's what I did on my first deal. Put out bandit signs for sellers. Got a call on the property. I went out there and I viewed the property. And me and the seller, we came to an agreement on the price, and we actually agreed the very first time I went out there and I viewed the property. So yeah, that's 1 to 2, bandit signs, meet seller, get contract signed. Once you get the contract signed, market house, as you indicated here for number 3. And what I did for marketing, when I sold my first house, I sold my first house off a bandit sign. The buyer called me from a bandit sign that I had. So I got my first contract through a bandit sign, and I got my first buyer and sold my first property through a bandit sign. In addition to bandit signs to get the property signed, I recall I went on Craigslist, put the property on Craigslist, and depending on who you talk to, some people will tell you to truly avoid Craigslist for certain reasons, and that's a whole different video. But when I was first starting, I did use Craigslist. I did market property there, but ultimately I got the property sold through a bandit sign, through a buyer who still I do business with today and have a great relationship with today. So there have you. In regards to taking contracts to closing attorney, you asked how was it your first time going there. Honestly, Abraham, it was nerve-wracking initially because it was my first time. I was nervous. I wasn't sure how the attorney got paid. They need to be paid before they did any work prior to doing the title search and all that stuff, and doing the work they have to do on their end in order to close the property. So I was nervous. I didn't know what to expect and kind of almost didn't know what to say. But once you get down to number 4, Abraham, that's it, man. You on cloud 9 at that point. But yes, you take the contracts to the closing attorney. I got in my car and I took the contracts up there, if I remember correctly. Or the buyer may have took them up there. But I've done it numerous times since then. You can take the contracts to the attorneys yourself. With all the technology we got now, you can fax it. You can email it from your phone. The last deal I did, I just sent the closing attorney the stuff through a app on my Android phone. So getting the contracts to your closing attorney, it's nothing difficult about it. It's truly nothing. Once you get to that point, man, you right there at the back end of the deal. So everything's getting ready to close. So as long as you don't have any hiccups, normally everything goes pretty smooth from that point forward. And in regards to the closing attorney getting paid, typically your buyer is gonna pay for closing. Typically, you may split it. Sometimes you might even pay for closing yourself. It just depends on how you've negotiated that in your deal. But the lawyer here and the lawyers I deal with, all my closing attorneys, they get paid when we close the deal. So you traditionally are not coming out of your pocket. They just subtract their fees once the deal closes, in most parts. So if the buyer's paying for all the closing costs, then once the buyer wires that money in to buy the property, they'll also wire that money in to pay the closing attorney. Or let's say if you agreed to pay for the closing costs. So what typically will happen then is let's say if you have a $5,000 profit, you're gonna make $5,000 off this deal. And let's say this closing attorney, just for good math, let's just say they charge you $1,000 everything, closing costs, title search, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So they would then take their money from the $5,000 that they would give you at the closing table. So you would get a $4,000 check. 1,000 minus their fee, and 4,000 for you to take home, put in the bank, put in your pocket, whatever you choose to do with it. But that's typically how it goes, man. And a lot of times once you get that paperwork to your closing turn, a lot of times they'll start doing pretty much everything themselves. Going back and forth with the seller, making calls, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So once you get there, it's pretty much all good, man. But yeah, again, thank y'all, for keeping tabs on me. I know it's been a minute since I did a video. So whenever I go on my spells, if I go months without making a video, do what y'all been doing. Reach out to me, get on my ass. I say, hey man, get on your job, make some videos. We ain't heard from you in a moment. So yeah, keep me up to speed on my videos, because sometimes I get in my own world and go in my own space, and sometimes I just forget to do them. But back on it, man. Again, holiday season, good time to get out here and grind, man, because people, they out here spending money, and they want to get that money back, in some fashion. And some people just have houses just sitting around that they've been paying taxes on, and they have took the whole entire family on a big vacation to New York City and spent a lot of money and bought a lot of Christmas gifts, and they may get back home and decide, hey, that house that has been sitting vacant these last 20 months, let's go ahead and just get rid of it. That's where you come in. So yeah, this is a great time, man, to really get on it. Looking forward to 2017. I want that to be a great year for myself. I want that to be a great year for you as well. I'm gonna start getting my goals here together, or finalizing my goals and my plans. I'm trying to automate my business more in 2017. And that's what I'm really shooting for now. Get my websites up, get my investor carried and all that nice stuff up, and just really get to it, man. So stay hustling, man. Let's get out here. Let's flip these houses, man. Let's do it. I'm about to check out, but holler at me. Any questions, comments, anything of that nature, holler at me. And oh yeah, how about my Falcons, man? How about my Dirty Birds? I said I actually flew out to LA and watched them play the Rams for my birthday weekend. I had a ball. So all you fellas and you ladies out there who watch football, pay attention to the NFL. My Falcons looking good. I know y'all go smash my boys in the comments, but that's my team. Hopefully we'll get in the playoffs and make some true noise this year. I like what I see from my team this year. But I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. I promise you it won't be another 2 or 3, 4 months before I make another video. Peace out. Y'all be good.